Thank you all for having me down here today. While we're waiting for the slide to pop on up, I just want to talk a little bit about what Ready Cincinnati is. Oh, here we go. Southwest Ohio and Northern Kentucky Aerospace Region. It does encompass 7 counties in Northern Kentucky, 2 counties in Indiana, and then a total of 17 counties in Ohio. We'll talk about why there's that mix in a little bit. But first I want to talk about who Ready Cincinnati is. So Ready Cincinnati is the lead economic development organization for Greater Cincinnati. Ready Cincinnati represents the entire Greater Cincinnati metropolitan statistical area. That's 7 counties in Northern Kentucky, 3 in Indiana, and 5 in Ohio. Our mission is to expand businesses that are existing there, help retain those businesses, and then attract new primary businesses into the region. We do this by meeting with businesses in the region, as well as marketing Greater Cincinnati around the country and around the world. We do that through a strategy of competing globally, by growing our own, and engaging a world-class network. Once again, we attract, expand, and retain. The world-class network is made up of our partners in education, workforce development, within the local communities, and within businesses. What we try to do is we try to strategically network, and then we meet with businesses in our primary industries around the world. Once again, as we learned this morning, one of our major trading partners for Kentucky in aerospace is France and then England. Well, France and England are the number 2 and number 3 trading partners and investment partners in the Greater Cincinnati area. We also focus on Germany and Japan, and then emerging markets of India and Israel. So what is SOAR? What I call SOAR, it stands for the Southwest Ohio and Northern Kentucky Aerospace Region. In December of 2013, the U.S. Economic Development Administration put forth this contest. And this contest was designed to identify 12 manufacturing communities across the country, with the thought that the federal government would concentrate resources through grants and loans in these 12 communities and really increase the infrastructure there to support manufacturing in order to increase overall employment in the country. Well, we called together a coalition within Greater Cincinnati and said, should we even go for this? The answer was overwhelmingly yes, and that Ready is the lead organization to lead that charge. We then needed to determine a lead industry, and much like we're learning today, we thought it might be in automotive, it might be in machine tools, it may be in even chemicals and plastics. But we did a study within the region, and we found out that our leading industry, in fact, is the aerospace region. It employs over 12,000 workers. and we have what was called one of the highest location quotients. And what that location quotient does is measure the density of industry across the country. Okay? So even big communities and small communities, that same density applies. We're really comparing apples to apples. We have one of the highest densities in aerospace. Once again, a surprise to us. Well, knowing that we were going to be applying for this in aerospace, and knowing that the Dayton Development Coalition, our competitors just to the 50 miles to the north of us, were also going to be applying for aerospace, we decided that we would partner up. Thus, we're representing a total of 17 counties in Ohio. So that's the entire Dayton service area, as well as the 15 counties that Ready Cincinnati serves. Well, we won this award. More than, there's the service area there. So you notice 3 counties in Indiana, 7 counties, and then we manage these 5. I manage these 5 counties in Ohio. And we let Dayton manage the rest of Ohio. But what we focus on is why we won this award is we had more than 12,000. We had one of the largest macro regions out of any of the other applicants around the country. We won this award for, there were over 70 applicants, and then yes, we were one of the top 12. So here are some of the other manufacturing regions. There are a total of 4 aerospace regions, one in Washington, Southern California, and Wichita, Kansas. So we're one of the 4 aerospace regions by this designation. So those are our major competitors. Once again, we're not looking to bring a tier 1 here, although that would be nice to bring Boeing and have them build their 747s in Cincinnati or Northern Kentucky. But what we do is we make the things that make those aircraft great. So we make jet engines, we make the fans and lists, we focus on advanced manufacturing techniques, we focus on additive and composite manufacturing as well. So what are our responsibilities? They're to promote the growth of the aerospace region in these 27 counties, identify qualified applicants for the various grant opportunities. Ready Cincinnati is not necessarily going to apply for workforce grants, but we need to find the partners that can. Ensure equal representation among this entire macro region, track those grant results, and then measure the overall industry growth. This dovetails nicely with Ready's other responsibility to attract new businesses and to grow the businesses that we have. These grant and loan opportunities from the federal government really focus in on workforce and training, supplier networks, research and innovation, trade, operational improvements, and then infrastructure. One of the big grants that are coming up will be the Tiger grants from the Department of Transportation. So once again, we'd love to work with the state of Kentucky and Northern Kentucky if there are any large roadwork projects. So our overall vision, once again, you need to have that good vision, you need to know where you're going, is to be viewed by the aerospace industry as the leading place to manufacture parts and engines globally. So additionally, we are doing what we call targeted attraction, or should I say targeted networking. We've identified aerospace companies, and now we are networking within the business community, within government leadership, in order to reach those decision makers to bring new businesses into this region manufacturing aerospace and aerospace parts. Federal agencies participating in these grants and loans include the Department of Agriculture, Department of Commerce, Department of Labor. There are about 12 different organizations there that give bonus points to applicants when applying for federal grants. And we've had some really good wins. We had both a consortium grant and an individual university grant, TAC grant, that brought over $17.5 million to advanced manufacturing and training in the region. There's an EDA support grant that allows us to implement and to focus on these different opportunities. Finally, because we had this designation, we were able to convince the Ohio Board of Regents to give us $1 million on machinery that we can then train workforce. That leveraged an additional $4 million from local colleges and universities. And finally, we held an Airbus supplier conference. It's a great conference. Airbus came in. They invited all of their tier 1 suppliers. We worked with a business, we worked with TechSolve, which is a business association. And they did some intelligent matching between local businesses and both Airbus and their tier 1 suppliers, and educated these businesses how they can enter into the overall supply chain. In process, we've got 3 EPA assessment grants. Once again, that's turning brownfields into viable manufacturing property. 1 EPA cleanup grant, a training grant, the EDA's, Economic Development Administration's I-6 Incubator, I-6 Challenge Incubator grant. The state Department of Development has industry adjustment grants for communities who are impacted by the base closure and realignment, as well as their reduction in spending. That's up in Montgomery County in Ohio. Finally, I want to talk a little bit about these last 2 pieces here. The Investing in Manufacturing Communities Partnership designation is now being used as a qualifier by a lot of federal grants. So when you see the initial, I'm talking to, once again, the educators, the workforce, and the nonprofits in the room. When you see the initials IMCP Community or Investing in Manufacturing Community Partnership as a qualifier, instead of proving that you have a need or you have a network of industry and educational professionals and workforce already existing, you can say, yes, we have this IMCP designation. Or down here in Moorhead, we are related to this IMCP designated region, and therefore we qualify for that grant. So I invite you guys, if you see grant opportunities, please contact me. So if you can go to the next slide there. So what really are the next steps? I'm going through this pretty quickly. I really want to leave you with just a couple of impressions. Is one, Ready is a regional multi-state economic development entity. So if you hear of a business that is looking at the region, let me know. I can act as a concierge to make sure that they land in the region and provide jobs to our regional workforce. Second thing I want to, for you guys to take away, there are a lot of federal grant opportunities and loan opportunities. If you think that to support manufacturing and workforce training, so if you think that you have something, a project that ought to have some funding, reach out to me. Better yet, if you already know of a grant, reach out to me and let's figure out how we can use this designation to your advantage to bring dollars to help support programs that support advanced manufacturing and the aerospace region. And then finally, under Ready's other mission to attract new businesses, we are leveraging this designation as a federal check mark. It's a star that says this is a manufacturing region that has their stuff together. You ought to locate your manufacturing in this region because there already exist those support structures that will help you grow and thrive. Once again, I need your help. You know, the federal government in its wisdom does not push out these federal grant opportunities to me. I go out weekly and search for them. And then I push them out to the community partners. So educators, government officials, workforce development, and nonprofit organizations. But once again, if you see something or if you have a program that supports aerospace and advanced manufacturing, please reach out to me. I've gone the other way. I work with our federal contact and try to find grants. Much harder that way, but I'm happy to do it because I want to make sure that we're doing everything we can to help aerospace grow. So, you can just go to the last. Here's my contact information. The great people here at IdeaFest also have my contact information. So please feel free to reach out to me. I'm going to be here after this event as well. I have plenty of business cards. I'm happy to talk with you guys. Love to meet with you. Are there any questions at all? Yes.
Is the Department of Commerce going to do a second round and expand?
The Department of Commerce, well, two things. The Department of Commerce is currently having a second round of this Investing in Manufacturing Communities Partnership to add an additional 12 communities across the country, but that will be limited to only 24 manufacturing communities across the country. Secondly, yes, there will be a second round. This designation started in May of 2014 and runs for 2 years. So we only have this designation until May of 2016. Because we were the test babies and a lot of the infrastructure was not in place, there will be some easier methodology for us to be for reapplication next time. We're collecting all of both the subjective and objective data, the stories, the grants, the growth in the industry, so we can prove that we really do earn that title this next time around. But yes, there is planning to be a second time. The federal government is still working on what exactly are the metrics to measure success. We know it comes in the form of how many dollars do we bring into the region from these federal grants, what are the new programs that have been launched, how many people and companies have been served, and then finally, what is the overall growth in the region. And we will also use any economic development projects that help support that as well. So when you read in the paper that so-and-so advanced manufacturing company is coming to the region, they promised 100 new jobs and investing $30 million, Ready Cincinnati already collects that for the Cincinnati MSA, and we'll be leveraging that to prove that we deserve this designation again a second time.
Karsten,
yes?
Kind of a follow-up question to that is, as you look to reapply, is there any possibility, I don't want to put you on the spot here, but is there any possibility where we have a few communities that just reach south of the current geographic area for some of those communities to be captured in that?
I think that is open to discussion. I certainly did talk with Jana about especially when we were talking about the second round of IMCP and add the second 12 communities, about our role. Reddy's primary responsibility, though, is to the 15 counties in our MSA. And I would say for those people who are just outside that, and if we can flip back to the map, the blue map, it's early in the piece. Right here, right there. You can see that Lexington and Louisville's MSAs are shaded out here, and here's Indy. Well, there's a lot of white space here, right? If you're one of these border communities, there are probably ties right here to Northern Kentucky. You probably work with Gateway or NKU, or have ties to the University of Cincinnati, or Ohio State, or University of Dayton. So even if you're in these border communities now, once again, what you need to do is demonstrate how that ties back to the region, or perhaps even partner with an organization within the region on some joint goals. So, thank you very much.